Everybody, it is John the Comic Guy, and today I'm going to share with you a couple of my recent pickups. Now, out of all of these pickups, one was a gift, two I purchased, and the rest were all done via trades. So let's get right to it. Now, first, this is from my good friend Kevin from TR Collectibles. Kevin is one of the UCG members, right? I always talk about United Collectors Group and a local group of people that you really trust. So Matt from Patriot Comics, Kevin from TR Collectibles, and it's TR underscore Collectibles, and we've been connecting a lot. So he asked me to make him a couple of my custom labels, and I did. And in return, and again, he's just kind. He gave this to me because he knew I love Monster Time. So he actually gave me the Monster Time Collector's Special issue number 2, and it features Star Trek. And again, if it's Monster Times, I like it. So Kevin, thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity in giving me this Monster Times. I hope those labels and everybody check out the labels I made for him. If you haven't been a part of his Instagram or a part of Kevin's Whatnot, you really want to do so. The guy specializes in horror books, but he has a lot of other great stuff too. But check out these labels I made for him. It's freaking great. So anyway, Kevin, thank you so much. Monster Times Collector's Edition number 2, featuring the Star Trek crew. Really like that. Now, the next is from a relationship that I connected with at the very end of 2024. His name is Michael, and Michael came to buy records from me. Really a nice guy, and as he goes in my garage, he's looking around and he says, "Wow, you got a lot of comics." My daughter is holding some of the comics for me, and like a little stack of comics. Would you be interested in trading? What? Yeah. So the holidays pass, and then he reconnects with me last week and says, "Hey, my daughter's shipped me those comics. I got them. Kind of come on over." So the answer there is hells yes. So these are the books that I traded with Michael, who's a new relationship now. He's a record guy, but it ends out that I ended out acquiring some comics from him, and I will actually have an ongoing communication with him for when I get new records. But these are the books that I got from Michael. Doctor Strange number 29. Now, purely FYI, these Doctor Strangers are pretty low grade, low to mid grade. They're ranging as low as a 2.5 up to maybe a 7.0, but nothing got higher than a 7.0, and most of these are closer to the 4 or a 5. Doctor Strange number 22. I'll tell you, Doctor Strange, I know he's the Sorcerer Supreme, but I'll tell you, I think I want to listen to some Pink Floyd while reading these. I don't know, man. Psychedelic. It's really great artwork. Doctor Strange number 20. Again, really, really cool. Great cover. And by the way, all of these Doctor Strangers were from the second series, right? The ones that came out in the 70s. So, and I didn't have many. I think I had issue number 25 and maybe issue 30 something. So a lot of these were new to me. A few of these were doubles. One of these is an upgrade, and I'll share that with you. This is Doctor Strange number 15. Yeah, these detailed covers are beautiful. And when I see this still only 25-cent logo, I realize this is right around when I started collecting comics the first time. The comic store I went to really was a drugstore or like a pharmacy. They did not have Doctor Strange. They only carried a few comic books. So these were out of my range of being able to pick up. So Doctor Strange number 11. This, Doctor Strange number 10, is the only upgrade. So I actually had a copy of 10. He had in this collection 2 copies of 10. So the lower grade copy I put in inventory. The copy that I already had that was lower grade that this is replacing, that's going to inventory. So I was able to upgrade one of my books, Doctor Strange number 10. Really cool. Doctor Strange number 9. Now, Doctor Strange number 9 has the origin of Clea. Origin of, I think actually, I think that's Gaia. Gaia, sorry. You know, I put a little typo on my little note here. So, origin of Gaia. I think Gaia has, in this storyline, was really possibly Thor's mom. Doctor Strange number 7. Again, beautiful work, but yeah, they're pretty low. But you know, in my world, especially when you're talking a Bronze Age book, sometimes me having it, pressing it, even though it's low grade, I'm just happy to own it. Yeah. Now this is Doctor Strange number 6. This is the origin of Gaia, and this is what Key Collector said about it. So it's the first. Actually, it's not the origin. It's the first appearance of Gaia. The other book I showed you had the origin of Gaia. This and she's of course an elder god, possibly the mother of Thor. All right, and we all recognize that her uniform or Gaia over there. So first appearance, it's Doctor Strange number 6 of Gaia. The next is Doctor Strange number 4. I think you can kind of see the trend of where we're heading with these Doctor Stranges, right? Doctor Strange number 4, wicked cover. Look at that. Look at that skull. We all know I like those skeleton-y covers. Beautiful. This is Doctor Strange number 2. What I think is so cool about it, and I'm going to post some pictures. So Doctor Strange number 2 is actually an unofficial crossover. What do I mean by unofficial? If you don't own this book, in there is also showing an appearance, even though you don't see the face, you see the hand of Green Lantern. So you're going to see the hand of Green Lantern. As we all know, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan Green Lantern, has a vulnerability to yellow. And I believe it was yellow chamomile tea that made Hal Jordan, that Green Lantern, pass out. Now, how do you know it's Green Lantern if you don't see his face? You see his hand. Again, look at the picture, and you see the Green Lantern ring. Also appearing in this is Green Arrow from DC. I think Green Arrow, I think you just see his leg. And it's presumed to be Green Lantern, but you also see very clearly Captain Midnight from Fawcett. So unofficial, but I just think that's so cool. Is this one of the early crossovers with other companies? Probably. Doctor Strange number 2. I really like owning that. Of course, last but not least, we all know where this was heading, right? I didn't have this Doctor Strange number 1. Doctor Strange number 1 here is it's the first solo series with a number 1. I think you all realize, and I know, the previous Doctor Strange Silver Age series continued from Strange Tales, and there wasn't a number 1 of Doctor Strange there. And it's the first appearance of Silver Dagger, who's a cardinal who practiced black magic. Really happy to own this. So I've seen this. I've always kind of had my eye on it, and lo and behold, the guy comes by, Michael, to trade me comic books for records, and now I added this. So I'll tell you, I love the fact that I'm expanding my collection. You know, I may not have the most valuable collection. I think compared to you, I may not have the best collection, but my collection is sweet. I really enjoy it. I pop them in Mylar. I double board them. I protect my collection a lot, and I'm getting these through trades. I love that. So again, Michael, I will be happy to provide you records in the future, and I will keep you posted, but I love trading, and I'm so glad I was able to trade some record inventory for these comics. Now the next, I saw on Facebook these posted, and he ended up having 40 of these high-grade book. His name is Abel. Abel from Lionskeep. So Lionskeep Comics, he clearly has a great presence on Instagram and a very, very strong presence on Whatnot. So I was lucky enough to join him. I watched him on a 2 hour, one of his 2 hour Whatnot shows. But at that point, I already kind of communicated with him because I bought these two books. So these, out of all the books I'm showing you today, are the only ones that I purchased. The same book, Shazam #1. I think you all know that Captain Marvel was from Fawcett. They subsequently, I believe, got sued by DC because they said it was a copy or too closely related to Superman, caused some issues there. Ultimately, DC got the licensing to Captain Marvel there too, and I think they now use the term Shazam because of Marvel and Captain Marvel, right? This is a litigious world, and I think the comic book industry is quite litigious. So this was actually the first Bronze Age appearance of that Captain Marvel, and they renamed it Shazam. I actually had a copy of this, a lower grade copy, about 2 years ago, and I think I sold it at my Black Friday sale for maybe $20, $30. But it was maybe a 7.0, right? It was a mid approaching high grade. Guys, these are sweet. These are like 9.6s. So I'm going to keep one just because I think they're so beautiful. That's the one I'm keeping. I double boarded it, put it in Mylar, and then I'm going to sell one. So Shazam #1. If you guys have not seen Abel from Lionskeep, this is his logo. I would say definitely check him out on Instagram. Check him out on Whatnot. He's a great guy, ethical, and he has great inventory. In that 2 hour show that I sat in on, wow, he had some really good stuff. The next is from another Michael. Now, you've seen him, right? You've seen him before. Michael Karatny. He comes by. He often takes a stack of comics, and I just pick a choice few of his. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay trading a bulk group of inventory for a couple of choice picks. The first pick from Michael Karatny was Captain Marvel #31. I like these early bronze books. 20-cent cover price. Great cover. I love looking at the Avengers, man. Look at Iron Man. Great cover. So again, Captain Marvel #31, new to my collection. These I am particularly interested in. I'm so happy I got these. Submariner #12, Silver Age now. Again, whenever I see 12-cent cover prices, I hone right in, right? It's almost like I have squirrel syndrome. Squirrel? Right? I can't help it. I love 12-cent books. Now, I gotta say, these are not some of my favorite covers, uh, but they're Silver Age Submariners. I'm going for it. Submariner #12. Here's another subby cover. Not a massive fan of it, but that's okay. You can't have it all. Sometimes I'm just happy to own it. Submariner issue #11, Silver Age. Again, what do you think? Sound off in the comments section. Is it me? Do you like this cover? Do you like these covers? For some reason, I think they're pretty bland. I'm not a massive fan, but hey, they're Silver Age books. I'm happy to own them. What are you going to do? So, Michael Karatny, I thank you for coming by and doing this trade. Right, so far I only have two more comics to show you. One more trade, but not bad so far. Right, just remember, I'm going to kind of summarize. So far, I purchased two of the books, the Shazams. I was gifted that collector's edition of Monster Times #2 from my brother Kevin. Now, I traded those books from Michael Karatny. These last two I traded. Again, another friend of mine, you've seen him before. His name is Rich Yanchus, and he comes by. He has great books. I am confident his collection is far better than mine, and he knows I trade. Every so often he'll come by and buy, but in this particular case, he brought a couple of books that I really like. Patsy Walker. So I'm going to show you these. The first is Patsy Walker number 117. Now, as I'm showing you this, again, this is a mid to low grade copy. What I think is cool about Patsy Walker is Marvel could have just forgotten this character, let her fade out into the sunset, but they didn't. For those of you in the know, what Marvel did is they turned Patsy Walker into Hellcat, and then she joined the Avengers. Ultimately, she joined the Defenders, but I really like that. They're in a way they're keeping their fictional lore and evolving it. I think that's great. So Patsy Walker is now Hellcat, and she was the prettiest girl in town, right? And I, because of that history, because of that lore, Rich and I were talking the last time he was here, and he was buying some books, and he says, John, I have some Patsy Walkers. In fact, even though there are only 2 Patsy Walkers in this current trade, he said he's confident that he has more, and that's not a title he cares about, so he's going to bring them over. The last book is Patsy Walker number 84, and I am really thrilled about that. Cool cover. Now, truth be known, this is a lower grade, right? I would love to say low to mid grade. No, it's low grade, but it still looks great. So, what do you think? Sound off in the comment section. What do you think about these trades? Again, the only thing I spent money on were the 2 Shazams. The rest of them were from trades or were gifted to me. Have you been doing trading? Guys, have you been trading? If you haven't, you're missing out. I am so lucky. Again, I have a lot of great people that I trade with, and the people that I spend the most time with have been Kevin from TR Collectibles and Matt from Patriot Comics. But again, I have a lot of great relationships that are based around comic books, and my collection is growing. I'm looking at here where I put these comics, and there's a nice little stack. I would encourage you to please do that. By the way, we are having a summertime Garage Con. Myself, Matt from Patriot Comics, Kevin from TR Collectibles, and possibly, and I'm going to obviously extend the invitation to John from John's Comics as well, but this is really a United Collectors Group convention in my garage. If you're interested, reach out to either me, Matt, or Kevin, and we'll get you the details. But again, put it in your calendar. It is Saturday, June 14th, from 9 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock. It's a short convention. Every time we have this, 1, you meet great people, and 2, people are in the garage buying for hours. I mean, it's very rarely, maybe around 1 o'clock, it starts to thin out a little bit, but you typically have people for the entire day, and it is fun. Garage Con Summer Edition 2025. You guys are invited. It's in the Atlantic City area, or close, right? Hit us up, and we will get you the details. Put it in your calendar. So everybody, if you like this content, I would encourage you to make comments. Hit the like button. Do it right now. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, and share this. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. I really appreciate you, and we're going to talk to you soon.